Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make meringue cookies. The original recipe is actually peppermint meringues, and I'll leave a link down below. But I changed it up a little bit, and I'm just going to make it plain meringue, no peppermint at all. So what you're going to need today is some salt. You can use regular egg whites or the pasteurized kind. I like this because it's easier. You don't have to get really messy with it. Sorry, I'm a little thick. Domino sugar. You can use whatever sugar you want, but this is what I'm using. Cream of tartar. Let's see, a piping bag with whatever tip you want. You don't even have to use a tip, but I'm going to be using the 1M star tip today. You're going to need a cup measure and 1/4 teaspoon. You're also going to need a measuring cup, a scraper, a baking sheet with parchment paper, and just a little douse of spray. You're going to be needing a standing or whatever mixer you use with a whisk attachment. Right before we get started, let's set our oven to 225 degrees. Okay, so the first ingredient we're going to add is 4 egg whites. If you're using these, it's going to be 3/4 a cup, which is 4 eggs. We're going to take the egg whites we just measured out and pour it into our bowl. Then we're going to take our cream of tartar and take 1/4 teaspoon of that. Now just remember, I did double this, so what you're seeing now is not the original. This is my version, because it makes a lot more, because we tend to go through these really fast at my house. Okay, now we're going to beat this until we see soft peaks. Right now I have it on 6, so yeah, I'll be right back. This is what soft peaks look like. It's very fluffy and foamy, and you'll notice that as you beat it, you'll see the tracks. That's what we call the mark of the whisk attachment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our cup of sugar and we're going to gradually add it in. So right now I'm probably do about 1/4 right there. And we're just going to keep on going. You can also do this while the mixer is actually mixing. It seems a lot easier because you don't have to keep stopping. Now, after all the sugar is added in, you're going to beat it until you get almost, when you lift up this, it's not going to drip. So you want heavy peaks or stiff peaks. Okay, we're going to do our first test. like it would be alright. But see, it kind of didn't really hold its shape that well. So, we're going to keep on mixing. Okay guys, now let's do our second test. This is exactly what you want to see. When you flip it up, you want it to hold its shape and not like droop down. So it kind of reminds me of like marshmallow fluff or cream a little bit. But this is the final product. Alright guys, so now we're going to place the meringue in our piping bag, unless you want to just use a spoon and put it right on the pan. Okay, time to fill our piping bag. This purple thing right here is called a decorating bag sleeve. So it's really good for just holding it so that you don't have to multitask. If you do not have one of these, they're pretty cheap, or you could just use a cup and put the piping bag in the cup. I used to do that before I had these, and yeah, it worked just fine. So now we're going to scoop this in. And I really try and like push it down a little bit so it goes inside. Because if you get this on your hands, it's kind of sticky. It's like marshmallow, like melted marshmallow. Alright, we still have a little left over in the pan, but this is probably all we need. I just took it out. Kind of looks like ice cream, doesn't it? So I'm going to carefully not get this on the outside. And you just flip it over. And I don't have one right now. They're in my baking stockpile. But they actually make these little, they're almost like ponytails that you put around here so that none of this goes up. And as you can see, there's little air pockets. So there's a little air, so before you do it, just see if you can get the air out, squeeze it. Alright, let's get our pan and start. Okay guys, if you aren't really sure or you're not a pro at piping, I'll just show you how I do it. So I just have my 1M tip and all of the meringue in here. Alright, we have our pan with parchment paper, and I sprayed just a little bit of baking spray on it, just for safe measures. So you're going to hold the tip like straight up, and you're just going to squeeze and kind of pull up and down. So it makes a cute little decoration right there. So we're going to do it again. And they don't really get any bigger than that. Like, they just cook. So you don't have to worry about leaving large spaces. You can really fill it in. You could probably even do that. And it won't affect anything. Or you could just do, if you don't want to pull up and down, you could also do just a straight squeeze. Just like that. And it gives like the same effect almost. And the second one you can do is you can do a swirl. Like on a cupcake. So those are a few ways I like to do it. So we're just going to fill up the rest over here. And if you notice, I'm doing smaller ones because the more the merrier, really. Because these really do go fast. And my nephew is actually coming over soon. And these are his favorite cookies. He is absolutely obsessed. Alrighty. So this is our finished product. Yeah, and actually we're not even, well, we're done for this video, but I have another, the bowl's still full, so you know, we can go back and we'll probably make another pan like this. So let's go throw this in the, alrighty guys, we're gonna throw this into the oven. That's going to cook for about an hour, and then it has to sit out for like another hour. You just open the oven door and it sits, and you take them out when they're completely cool. Alright guys, these just finished cooking. What they have to do now is sit in the oven until they're completely cool. You leave the door ajar, which if you don't know what a jar means, that means open. So you just kind of crack it open, and this could take up to a half an hour or an hour, depending on how long it takes your oven to cool down and how long these are going to cool down. It's really just a waiting process. This is a very long recipe. It's very time consuming. So if you are making this for a party, I suggest making it the night before or the day before so that you're not like late for your party. But look at how cute they are. There's a lot of them. It's amazing. I'll be able to fill a few jars. Alrighty guys, this is how you leave the oven, and I will show you the final product after they've gotten out of the oven.